Welcome in, everyone. You're on Corn This Way. Hope you're having a hell of a Wednesday in the great state that is Nebraska. Okay, let's get into it here. Yesterday, we heard from the defense on the football side, right? We said we might learn a little bit more about the depth chart, and I think we did. Not necessarily the names and who the starters are, but how Nebraska's coaching staff feels about their defensive depth. And it's pretty damn good. I hate to go hyping that hope, but here's the reality of it. They're speaking very glowingly about what they have. Matter of fact, Erik Chinander used the term luxury. How's that? They have a luxury at certain positions with the amount of people they think can start. That's going to lead to a lot of good things. Let's hear what Chinander had to say.
You know, some guys are solidified, and there's still positions. You know, take the nickels, for example. You know, it's right now it's or, and I got to see who's going to have the best practice, and it might be that all year. I feel like we got 3 competent guys right now, and it might be whoever practices the best that week gets to go out there first snap. Now, I assume that all those guys are going to play. They're all playing on special teams, just like it is at some other positions. But we got the luxury right now having some guys, excuse me, that can all go out there and be a starter. I think it's a great thing to have, great problem to have, because we have to have good practice now or you don't get to walk out there first.
Okay, so there you go. I'm going to tell you what stood out to me as I watched all these videos yesterday from different defensive coaches and players. I think they're pretty damn smitten with their defense right now. I know, haven't played a down of football. That's ultimately what's going to tell us everything, but they seem pretty happy with their progress right now. And it wasn't just me. As I was watching the post-practice recap with Tom Chattel and Sam McEwen, which you need to watch, I have that link below, Sam's kind of feeling the same thing. Here's what he said.
The defensive coordinator, Erik Chinander, also talked today, and man, they really like their defense. You can tell by the way they talk, and it isn't just like an over-enthusiasm, but it's sort of a firm confidence. He talked today about how they could play 3 different nickels: Isaac Gifford, Chris Kolarvik, or Javen Wright. They can play any of those 3 guys and feel pretty comfortable. They feel like they've got 4 or 5 safeties that they can play. Ideally, you'd like to have 2 or 3 that are really, really good so that you didn't have to rotate too much. But you get the sense that along the defensive line, they feel like they've got a bunch of guys there. So there's just a sense of confidence about the kind of teams that they've developed.
Thanks to Sam there. So much more eloquent about things than me. Gotta love it. But either way, it's not just me sitting up here hyping this up. Other media members are kind of getting this feeling as well. So it's going to be real interesting to see this defense when they get on the field against Northwestern in a little over a week. Okay, on to special teams. Bill Bush, one of my favorite people to listen talk because he's just highly entertaining. Here's something yesterday I thought was very fascinating. We're going to watch a clip here. The amount of detail they put into what they're doing on special teams, this is pretty amazing. Give a listen.
We had a specific day last week, so the game's going to be at 5:30. It gets dark there like at 8:35. So there's a chance of having sun in our especially in our punt returners' eyes. So we worked a sun drill the other day when the sun was out, where we moved a jugs machine and shot punts directly, so the returners had to look directly into the sun. So there's for that also shadow situations for us, and then later on catching balls under the lights. So it's going to be dark enough, the lights will be on in there for us. So a lot of different things come into play with the special teams part and the returners.
Damn, that's detailed, right? If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. No, they're not doing that. But it's pretty amazing the amount of research they've done on Ireland, that stadium, and its tendencies. But hey, if you're a Nebraska fan, that's what you want. After the disaster that was last year with special teams, that is the detail you need to see. And that over-preparation and that minute of details, well, all you can hope is that translates to the football field. But very interesting, right? Very interesting things right there. Okay, what to read. Speaking of interesting, this first article was our #1 article on Omaha.com yesterday. It took off. Here's the headline. Chattel, let the Nebraska versus Wisconsin Ultimate Volleyball Fan Showdown begin. Okay, this was a good one. Here's what it stemmed from. Wisconsin coach Kelly Sheffield, right? Defending national champions. They beat the Huskers in a national title match. September 16th, they're going to play Florida at home, but they've moved that game to the Kohl Center, which holds 17,000 people. Here's why that's key. Sheffield's after the single game regular season attendance record in NCAA volleyball. Who might have a little exception to that thought? You betcha. Nebraska and then Creighton. Because why? As we mentioned on this show, September 7th, Nebraska versus Creighton at the old CHI Center down the road, and you know how much that bad boy holds. Little competition here, right? This is a hell of a rivalry we got brewing here, and yesterday it took off. This story was read all over the place here. Matter of fact, Kelly Sheffield, Wisconsin's coach, he retweeted Tom's article, right? So they're really trying to get the juice behind this. Here's what John Cook had to say on the subject. We need to sell out our September 7th match because Wisconsin's going after the record. We want that record to stay here. There we go. There's the cook heat we're all used to, right? Kristen Bernal-Booth, Creighton's coach, she was saying the same thing. They know that this is an important game, and this state, let's be honest, right? They probably support volleyball better than anywhere else in the country. I'm saying it, okay? So you want to help out? There you go. Get your ticket September 7th. Make that place a Viper Pit. Show how much Nebraska appreciates volleyball in this state. Should be a really cool thing, and like I said, just puts more fuel to that fire that is one hell of a rivalry that is now between Nebraska and Wisconsin. Okay, other stuff to read right here. Husker Notes, one of my favorite things every day when we note all the things we hear from the press conference. Here's the headline on it. Devin Drew already in the mix for playing time. Blaise Gunnerson finally healthy. Okay, this is a key thing. You need to read this article. We talked about Devin Drew last week, the Texas Tech transfer. He damn sure looked the part. That's a big human being, right? Guess what? He is the part. They said it yesterday. He's going to play in Dublin, all right? He came in late, clearing up some transcript issues. Guess what? Didn't really matter. He is going to contribute immediately on that defensive line. Once again, we talked about early in the show, depth, luxury. There you go. Also, here's a good news one too. Blaise Gunnerson saying he's finally healthy. All right, Blaise Gunnerson was a hell of a highly touted recruit. He's just had some issues, right? Gone through the injury bug, trying to figure everything out. Yesterday, they spoke glowingly of Blaise Gunnerson. Read that article. We detail everything in there. Another damn good edge rusher now in the mix for Nebraska. And finally, before we get out of here, everyone's always interested in the black shirts, right? Yeah, of course. It's one of the most unique traditions in college football. Erik Chinander says black shirts are coming soon. Now, the interesting thing here that my ears perked up on, they said they might give them out right before they go to Ireland, or they may give them out once they get to Ireland. How cool would that be, right? Get your black shirt awarded to you in Ireland. Would be kind of a neat thing for one of the neatest traditions in college football, right? We'll have more on that. Okay, let's get the hell out of here. Rest of the week busy. I told you it was. I wasn't lying. Here we go. Thursday, tomorrow, right? Coach Frost, Coach Whipple, offensive players. Going to be a lot come out of that. Maybe we'll hear about some of the defense or the offensive depth chart decisions. Or maybe get some insights, right? More stuff we can yak about. Saturday, volleyball fan day, right? Get out there, get your autographs. And then that night, the red-white scrimmage. Also going to be a cool atmosphere. Sunday, big football presser, right? The full rung. We'll have a full report on that before everyone gets on planes Monday. And heads to the Emerald Isle of Ireland to get that season opener underway against Northwestern. Okay, be all the GBR you can be, my friends. And remember, we're all just corn this way.